We are live. We are live. Welcome to the second episode of the First and Fifth Son podcast with me, Harvey B. Baker Jr., also known as Pony B, the first son. And we got...
I'm Jonathan Baker, a.k.a. Big Barker, the fifth son. It's me. What's up? Welcome back.
Just two brothers from the same mother coming to give y'all some real, honest, opinionated conversations. Now, before we get started, I want to go ahead and address some concerns that came up from episode 1. Disclaimer, we will be using adult type language. That means curse words. That means talking about stuff and not talking around stuff. So we appreciate everybody that tunes in, but if you're somebody that don't like to curse or somebody that don't want to hear all that curse and you like to say flam, 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 you might want to turn down your mic because we cannot guarantee the words that's coming out of our mouth, but we can tell you that if it comes up, we shooting it out because that's what we about.
We some cursing motherfuckers, man.
Oh yeah, we get it straight from shout out to our mom and up Beverly.
The bloodline.
Yeah, Pee Wee and Lulu, we got it honest. We got it honest. Don't make us have to call you a slapjack motherfucker because that's what we do. Motherfucker.
You mammy motherfucker. Mammy motherfucker.
It's all in love. It's all in love. So one last little alibi before we get started. If you notice our graphics and stuff, you see the fifth son got one behind his back. Y'all go ahead and check out the link for Ronnie Baker. You know, she does all our stuff and even more. And she can get down with more than just the background. She can do t-shirts. She can do all kind of graphic design. So
album covers.
What you got,
photo shoots,
what you need, she can hook you up. So check out her email, contact her directly, or feel free to reach out to us to talk to her. It's all in the family, and we got a family full of hustlers, and we hustle on the legit business side. We trying to give you 100% pure product.
That's right.
We don't do no halfway stuff. So we got that out the way, and now we're going to go ahead and jump into today's topic. So we wanted to start off with marijuana, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, we could jump into the marijuana first. I'm gonna jump right into it and talk about the state of Oklahoma. I'm gonna skip right to it, get right to the chase. I've been to Oklahoma several times. I've been down and around all the Indian reservations. It's a rural areas around there. With that being said, in 2018, they passed the legalization of medical marijuana use. And of course, I did my research and checked up on it and seen how much money that the medical marijuana made for that state since they passed it in 2018. So from 2018 to 2022, which is now currently, they made about $1.5 billion in revenue off of medical marijuana.
You said million or billion?
Billion with a B.
Like
Billion. Yes, sir.
Big one.
Billions, man. They made that much money. So, okay, let me tell you a little bit about the businesses that they got down there. They got about 12,000 weed businesses down there, as far as like dispensaries selling marijuana. Then they got about 8,600 growers down there. Okay. And then they have take that back. They got 12,000, that's right, stores down there to sell marijuana. Then they got 2,300 dispensaries. Then they got 8,600 growers down there. So legitimately, you know, the Oklahoma itself does not have a football team, but they do have a NBA basketball team, which brings revenue. And now they have medical marijuana that brings like just as much revenue or more than a football team. Okay, which is $1 billion. Moving off of the state of Oklahoma and moving into I think this guy is a up and coming politician and activist. This brother by the name of Gary Chambers from Louisiana. He has a Yeah, he's an activist. Well, he's running for U.S. Senate in Louisiana in the Baton Rouge and New Orleans district and a couple of areas on that side. But uh, Honey B, you got the clip of this brother advocating for legalization of marijuana use, huh? You want to play that for us right quick?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put that on there. Hold on.
Y'all check this out, man.
Y'all, it's real quick. 37 seconds of your time.
That's right. Y'all check this out, man. Get familiar with this brother, because he gonna be
every 37 seconds, someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
All right. Hey, that brother is the real deal. I've been following this brother Gary Chambers since last year. He ran for Senate in Louisiana last year. He gave the guy a run for his money. I think it's Kennedy, what's his name, Edwards or something. And this guy Edwards is a real ass clown, man. He get up there and say all kind of bullshit. But y'all do the research, man. Y'all do the research, do the knowledge. Google Gary Chambers if you live in Louisiana, like most of y'all do. That's probably following this podcast, because we are from Louisiana, but we don't live there no more. Okay, but Gary Chambers is the real deal, man. I'm endorsing him because he's an activist first, okay, and then he's standing for the people second. So this brother's the real deal. Marijuana need to be legalized in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, some of the poorest states in the country. Okay. The poorest states in the country by far. So y'all get familiar. And next week, I will be covering another African-American woman that will be one of the first dispensary owners in the great state of Missouri. So stay tuned for that. All right, moving right along, big bro.
Yo, I just wanted to ask you about marijuana in Louisiana legalization. So right now, it's not legal in Louisiana, right?
No, sir, it's not. And
but Mr. Chambers is trying to bring it and make it legal, right?
That's right.
So before we go on, I just want to talk about this from, an economical point of view, because a lot of people talk about marijuana and they talk about it from a moral point of view. Marijuana is good or marijuana is bad, or it's not a cigarette. All this stuff is kind of getting in the way of what marijuana can do economically. Louisiana economically can use all the help that they can get. I mean, exactly. We're not really selling the sugar cane the way we used to sell. As a matter of fact, the last time I checked, we got a lot of people leaving out Louisiana because opportunities are not there anymore. Now, for all those that might be out there a little sensitive about marijuana in the state of Louisiana, all I'm asking you right now to do is just listen with open ears. You can still keep your same opinion. Opinions like assholes, everybody got one. But
that's exactly right.
this is my opinion on marijuana. We should, and I say we as people in Louisiana who care about Louisiana, should look to cultivate this and make it legal immediately because of the economic impact. If you look at states like Colorado and the state that my little brother just talked about, Oklahoma, they got
Oklahoma City
revenue of billions that could be
1.5 billion
needed in Louisiana. And when I say needed, I'm talking about our schools. I'm talking about our fishermen and fisherwomen down there on the Gulf Coast. I'm talking about our farmers. I'm talking about hardworking people in Louisiana that's just scraping to get things together. And they can definitely use a big boost. Now, if you notice, I didn't say anything about the color of people when I talk about the economics of what can help. This is for everybody that's in Louisiana, whether you black, brown, red, yellow, or other, or you don't even
Exactly.
claim it. If you're in the state and we're talking about money, that money could be there to help people in Louisiana. And they need that help more than ever. I mean, with the hurricanes that's passed through there and some of our crumbling infrastructure, I don't even want to talk about, you know, some of the roads back there and, the electric grid and stuff. Y'all look into that, you might be shocked to find that we still got a long way to go in Louisiana. And that marijuana legalization can help more than anything. One last tip on that about marijuana, and I'm gonna let it go, Jonathan. New Orleans is known for being the Big Easy. It is known as the place to party. Uh,
Party capital.
Attention, everybody. If you didn't know, people are smoking in Louisiana anyway. They come to New Orleans
Any damn
just
way.
to smoke. So just imagine if
Exactly.
we could put a 25% tax on there and grow it locally and put that
Yeah.
money in. That means that money's not going back to Colorado or going to Florida or going to South and Central America. It's staying right there in the state. So when we talk about marijuana again, regardless of what your moral value is, when I talk to you about it, I want to talk about it from an economic value because that's what matters to me. And I'll go ahead and get off my platform on that, Jonathan.
All right. Well, there you have it, man. The revenue will be I mean, the revenue is unlimited. Unlimited. So y'all get familiar, get off that trip talking about marijuana is bad, understand about the Bible Belt and all that good stuff, but marijuana is far from bad, man. They smoking it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they smoking it anyway. CBD using it anyway.
Hey,
Like I expounded before.
some of our nice, wealthy congressmen and businessmen are making money off of marijuana as we speak. The same
They
ones are saying
invested in
no,
other countries.
making
Yeah,
money.
in other states.
In other states. So
like California.
something to think about, something to tread on. So go ahead, Big Barker, bring it up again and
One
go to your
last
next
thing.
up.
Look, one last thing, and we're gonna get off the marijuana because we could expound
We're
on
gonna
it.
take a pause for the marijuana. We never go get off the marijuana to its legal.
Exactly. Because that where that weed at is definitely is the number one question in the world today. But usually the trends go from New York, California, and then it starts trickling down from Chicago to Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so when that happens, that's the 4 largest cities in the United States.
Yeah.
The trend-setting states. That's when everything start trickling down into the rest of the other 50 states.
I'm tired of Louisiana having to get the trickle down. I don't believe in trickle down economics, and I definitely don't believe in Louisiana waiting. So people that's in power in Louisiana, let's wake up and get something going, baby. We need this money.
That's right, baby. We need it. We need the state need it. All the taxpayers and the voters need it. You know what I'm saying? The kids going to school need that kickback. You know what I'm saying? So yes. But that's all I got on that where that weed at segment.
All right. So we're gonna talk about we said we're gonna talk next about trucking. That's your lane for sure.
Right.
Share something with the truckers.
Yeah, to all my fellow truckers out there, I just got a little something about far as like fatigue driving with the daylight saving going back, your circadian rhythm kind of be off, fatigue driving leads to a whole lot of different accidents, such as driving too fast or falling asleep at the wheel, you're not paying attention, other cars coming on, merging, in real busy cities like Atlanta, one of the places that I drive a lot, going up and down 285, 85, and 20. I've been seeing a whole lot of side swiping going on, bro. I guarantee you this week, I seen at least 5 situations where big rigs side swiped the car, pickup trucks. And I've been in the industry long enough to know, I've been going on 8 years I've been driving. they are going to make sure that it's your fault. They don't care if that truck or car ran out in front of you. The name of the game for a commercial driver is that it's your fault because you are a trained driver. You're supposed to slow down when you get in real thick traffic. Okay. So that's a rule of thumb. I've been to a lot of top of the line companies, been driving as a owner operator for over 6 years now. And I guarantee you that's what they taught at the Landstar's, at the Bennett's, those companies right there that I've been to before. And they let you know you got $1 million worth of insurance, okay? And those lawyers that's coming after you, the big lawyers that you see all these billboards, they gonna make sure that they gonna go in your logbook, they gonna go through that bad boy and they gonna find something. They gonna comb through the truck, they gonna find something. But they gonna make it your fault. So instead of getting in that bind and ending up with a big $1 million lawsuit pending against you, you can't drive, you might lose your license. If you don't lose your license, it's gonna be flagged so bad, you're gonna get so many CSA points that a real good company ain't gonna be able to carry on their insurance. So instead of falling into all of that, you guys need to definitely check those mirrors twice before y'all get over. You get in high traffic areas, slow down. And then another thing I want to touch on, chaining the wheels. I talked to one of my good friends, GY. He lives up in Seattle. He driving in the snow, and he told me
froze up on us. You good
did.
now? Yeah, you good now.
Yeah, he told me a good chaining your tire trick. I never had to chain my tires because I never go in the mountains in the winter. I've been privileged to pick my battles wisely, and I choose them very wisely. I don't go in the mountains at all. But anyway, GY told me if you want to put a chain on the tire, he said, bag up over the chain and then connect it to the tire, after the fact, instead of just trying to throw it over the tire and latch it on both sides. He said, if you do it like that, it's a whole lot easier. So you guys could try that little chaining your tire tip and kind of see if that works for you. So that's all I got for all my fellow truckers out there, big truck drivers. Hit that horn, hit that follow button, follow us on YouTube, man, because we're going to definitely be talking about y'all. First and Fifth Son Trucking LLC also, you know what I'm saying? We coming, we gonna make some additions. Look out for us. Much love to all the truckers out there. Love y'all, man.
Yeah. Definitely share. Now, like my little brother said, he been in business for 8 years now. I drove a couple of trucks and buses in the military, but I'm not by trade a trucker. With that being said, I still have some information to share to y'all. And Jonathan, I swear by this. You in business, you need to have a business. Start yourself an LLC.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you leasing out, work for somebody else, or even those that's listening that's not followers. If you got a hobby, a trade, or looking to get into business for yourself, find out from your Secretary of State how much it costs to start your LLC. It's really easier than you think it is. Get the LLC, invest in yourself, and start your own business. Now, the reason you need to do this is because you could be getting tax breaks on stuff that you didn't even realize you get tax breaks for. Do you know if somebody wanted to be a DJ and you had Sirius XM, you can actually claim that as a business write-off because it's part of your business?
Yeah, $23 to $28 a month.
Yep. If you are a massage therapist, and you have to get these books and keep up with the trends of the oils and stuff like that and the tables and the sheets, that's all write-off. But if you're doing that off on the side and you putting your money to that, that money's just going in the wind. So do that. Now, I always like to talk about things in threes. You start your LLC, you need to have your business account and make sure that you're paying yourself. A lot of people get out there, they start a business and they keep paying out of their pocket and the business sitting on money, but you struggling personally. And then when people ask you, how's the money situation work, you can't answer it because you're not paying yourself. You start the LLC, go ahead, do a little reading on there and make sure your business LLC is paying you as the individual out of the check. Now, the last thing I want to say about that, and this is super important. Every person that's been in business for a day will tell you this to keep yourself out of trouble. Don't ever pierce the veil. I'm gonna say that one more time. Don't ever pierce the veil. And what I'm talking about is when you have your money, your business money, but you're using it like it's your personal money. You
Oh
start that
yeah.
LLC, you start that business account, all the money that come out that business account needs to be accounted for. Don't just go in there writing checks and buying stuff like that's your money. That is not your money. That is the business money. It is okay for the business to pay you money, but it's not okay for you to go in and out of that account. Because what's going to happen is, Lord forbid, you get sued or somebody's coming after you. If you pierce the veil, then there's no need for you to have an LLC because they can go after those funds saying that that's your money as well.
Right.
So do those things. The year's just started. You don't have to make your resolution to do it. Just do it as some part of making yourself a little better. You know, the great American dream is all about business. And if you look at our country, a lot of people get mad because they don't believe in capitalism. They see all the evil things. And I'm not saying capitalism is perfect, but socialism isn't perfect either.
Not
Definitely
at all.
communism isn't. So if you want to talk about the country that we in and how we work and get down, it's all about making that money, baby. And you don't have to be bad and you don't have to be stingy, but you have to be smart. Most of our tax laws are written for business people. Most loans are given to business people over individuals. So become a business person and get what you deserve. That's all I'm telling y'all. So I just had to share that, John, because I knew you was going to talk about the truckers. And, you know, when you started off, we had long talks about that because I believe 100% in that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And piercing the veil, that one right there, that's a very, very hard one for like small businesses, which would be like a truck, an independent truck driver. That's a very hard one. But splitting that money up, my brother been telling me about that for a while. Me myself, I've had challenges with that. You know, so it's real challenging to, you know, divide that money up, split that money up between the business and yourself, you know. But it's a rule of thumb. If you ever get in a wreck or get in a jam, of course, they gonna be able to sue your ass, you know. So you gotta get it done. You gotta keep it separated so you can do that good business.
Yes,
And that's all
sir.
I got on that, bro.
Yes,
What else you
sir.
got, bro?
Well, we were talking about business stuff, so I want to go into just a little bit about the
Right.
FICO score. Now,
FICO, yeah.
you and I had a lot of conversations about APRs and FICO scores, and what people don't realize is having a good FICO score is better than having $100,000 in the bank.
That's it.
You got a good
Jay-Z said
FICO
it
score.
best.
Hey, you better
How
listen
you
to
think
some of these rappers.
yeah, hey, Jay-Z, how you think the Jewish own everything? And he said, credit. That's how they did it, you know,
Mhm.
not money. They did it with credit.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. Shout out to Jay-Z too. If you see this, hit the follow button.
Matter of fact, don't just hit the follow button. Go ahead and get the connect so we can talk to you. So we can get some of this stuff shared because
That's that wishful thinking right there,
yeah,
bro.
hey, you speak it to
Gotta
existence, you know?
dream big, huh?
Yeah. Hey, there was one time I said I want to dream about not being on welfare.
Yeah, we got off of that.
Way off of that. So anything's possible. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
when we're talking about that FICO score, the reason I bring it up is because a lot of people think that, well, once I get some money in the bank, I'm gonna have status. I can go there and buy a car or get something because I have the money. Uh, Negative, Ghost Rider. If you don't have financial history, they're not giving you that money. If you don't
Yep.
have a FICO score that's at least 650 today, they're not giving you because you're a risk. When you borrow money, you basically paying somebody to give you money. And if
Or
it
you get
looks
a
like,
high interest rate.
yeah, if you look like somebody that is not going to give them their money back, you don't get those high interest rates. But if you look like somebody
Yep.
that don't know what they're doing, you're not going to get the loan at all. So the best way to get out of that is make sure you have a good FICO score. Now, FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporations. Some guy that created FICO score, and all FICO scores are not equal. There's three credit
No, they're not.
companies that get reports, and they have a different. And every bank and car dealership will have a different number based on how they do it. But bottom line up front, a higher FICO score is always better than a low FICO score, and you want to have yours up. Did you want to say something on that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I can't expound on that. I've been fighting with my FICO score for a very long time. And it's the smallest thing that you do or don't do that'll affect that FICO score. I currently have an app on my phone called My FICO Score. You can buy all three FICO scores or just one or two. But here's the thing, whenever you go to a dealership, whether to get a big rig or to get a pickup truck or a car, they're gonna have a different number from what that app have. If you go to the bank to get a loan, they're gonna have a different number from what that app have. And that's what I learned over the years since I've really been like dibbling and dabbling in big business, making, certain amount of money every year and getting a certain status. You really have to start paying attention to that because, another Jay-Z quote is not about what you cop, it's about what you keep. I think Jay-Z said that. But anyway,
we have to check on that, but we also need to go ahead and give a quick disclaimer. That app is not sponsoring this episode of First Fifth Son podcast. So my brother gave you that free information. And if they are listening out there, hey, kick us some money. We'll say y'all app all the time. Matter of fact, I'll put a picture up on it every 5 minutes.
Every single time. Depending
on how much money you're going to give to us. Because I'm trying to get my FICO score up there, baby.
That's exactly right.
But on the real tip, though, FICO score is easy for you to drop, but believe it or not, it's easy to maintain. Number one, you got to pay stuff on time. You cannot be playing around, get behind 30, 60, 90 days. So every time you do that, I'm not going to go into details, but it's going against you. The other thing, paying stuff off early helps you unless you just got something. Let's just say you bought a car, all right, and you got money that's burning in your pocket. You want to go ahead and pay it off immediately so you don't have bills. That's good to think that way, but I want you to think in another way. Don't pay it off immediately because part of that FICO score is your credit history. So if you let that stay, say 6 months to a year, you already got the money to pay it off anyway. Make those payments on time, continuously, 5 or 6, then pay it off. That's going to help your credit score jump. If you pay it off in one whop, you got no credit history. You got no credit history, there's no reason to bring that number up. The name of the game is bringing the number up and maintain it. So that is a way to bring it up. The other way I'm going to tell you now, this is kind of tricky, but you got to do your homework on this. You got to have revolving credit. There's a lot of people that are scared of credit cards. They say that, I can do better without credit cards. Well, actually, you
need that.
Yeah. Most car rental places, if you don't have a rental car, you can't get a car, or they'll charge you even extra for using your debit card.
You have to put a deposit off your debit card unless you get the car in the city that you are from. You have to be from that city. But if you go out of town, you got to have a credit card, and you better have more than $500 on that motherfucker too.
Yeah, and that's only for certain towns. Because you go to Chicago, they ain't doing that for you. If you go to Atlanta, they ain't doing that for you. So you need to invest in the credit card. And when I say invest in the credit card, that's exactly what I mean. Don't go out there trying to get $5,000. Don't go out there, to get $2,000 and blow that joker as soon as you get it. Work your way up. Work your way up. And what you're going to do is start establishing credit history. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret that's not really a big secret, but it's something that works for me. When you get that credit card, the credit card that you want to raise your amount on, use that credit card to pay your utilities, to pay your rent or your mortgage. And after you pay that, use the money that you was going to pay your utilities and mortgage on, put it directly on the card. Now, you heard me say directly on the card. The only way this works is if you put it on there. And when you do that, you got automatic revolving credit that's showing the creditors that you're good for your word. You keep doing that, your credit score is going to come up. You keep doing that, the credit card company is going to contact you and ask you, do you want to increase? Some credit cards will just give you an instant increase. And when they do that, what it does is help your debt to credit ratio, which brings up your FICO score.
Right.
So you owe that to yourself. I hope you was writing this stuff down. It's recorded so you can rewind it, get that information, get that FICO savvy on so you can get those riches that you deserve. All right. So
credit is power. Go ahead.
Yep. That's my FICO thing, man. I just had to get that in there because I feel so good about this year. You know, I think financially, everybody's tired of this COVID, tired of not working, and they trying to get something started, myself included. But I got my eye on the prize. I don't want to just get some quick money. I want to try to get some loan money. I'm trying to make some legacy money.
Right.
And you got to have a game plan. And part of that game plan is making sure your foundation is tight. That FICO is part of that foundation plan. So that's all I got on there for the FICO score, Jonathan, unless you wanted to add something else.
No, man, you know, you teach me a lot about credit. So I'm still a beginner in the credit bracket, even though I bought a lot of shit. I got a lot of credit. Credit still kicking my ass. Be advised, take heed.
That credit is tips. Hey, that credit is a round the way fight. And you got to stay, you know, mentally savvy and financially fit. We're talking about money to keep you up and running and stuff. That goes right into my next thing I want to talk about, which is fitness.
Hold up. Before you go on that, I just want to say one more Jay-Z quote.
All right. Hey,
that credit.
You're going to have to ask Jay-Z to give you some money on this now. We can't be doing all these free quotes.
He can sign me to a deal. I got a couple of blues songs that, hey, I know they're going to go when I drop them. But anyway, hey, one more Jay-Z quote. That credit could be a gift and a curse. Okay? Mm-hmm. And that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Now, I got an alibi fire because Jay-Z is all about the money. And I will tell you this, a lot of stuff that I learned about financial savvy is listen to his music. I mean, if you listen to the Blueprint, he pretty much giving you the game. Oh, yeah. Every other album, he pretty much giving people the game, but people don't want to listen to that. They want to talk about, you know, what car he driving or what money he got, what drink he's pouring. He's telling y'all how to get out of the hood or turn the hood into good. So all jokes aside, big shout out to Jay-Z, Sean Dart Carter. And if he does happen to get this and stuff, hey man, I just want to tell you personally, from me to you, appreciate all the knowledge that you dropped. It put me where I am and where I was able to put my brother on. So big ups to you, man. Whether we hear from you or not, we still rocking with you.
Shout out. Yep.
All right. So we didn't got off course. We was talking about Jay-Z. We was talking about FICO fitness. Now I want to talk about physical fitness.
Physical fitness, yeah.
Physical fitness. This is just as important as that FICO score because it doesn't do you any good to get your FICO score up and then you fall over and die the next day. You got to stay fit. And I'm going to share this with y'all because I got my struggles with fitness too. You know, there was a time where I was a little super paratrooper where I could run 2 miles in 12 minutes with boots on, jump out of the plane, slide all under kind of things. But that was when I was 21, 31. Damn it, I'm 51 now. And them pants waist is a little tighter than they used to be. But that don't mean you can't get out there and get fit. And the way we need to get fit now, whether you're 51 years young like myself, or you young, you just never been working out before, it's all about what you can do at your level and consistency. If you want to be fit, don't go out there and try to run 5 miles thinking them donuts and all them candy bars you ate just gonna disappear. I would rather you promise yourself that you're going to walk around the block once a day.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Promise yourself that when you go to the store, instead of trying to find that closest spot, challenge yourself to park at the end of the parking lot, walk to the store and walk back. That's going to do you a lot better. Hey, or if it's not fat, you're unhealthy ass, walk. It's going to help you because you got to get moving.
Ass to the goddamn store. For real.
The one thing I learned in the Army is that the body is a machine, and it's a machine that has to work. So if you feel yourself getting stiff, you feel yourself just getting fat and out of shape and out of breath, it's because you're not moving. When you think about when you was a kid, when you used to play jump ropes and ride bikes, and that was fun, it was because we were always doing that. Dancing, because we were always doing that. We get old, we get complacent. We got reasons not to work. Man, I got to get to work on time, or I got to get the kids to school, or I got homework project to work on. And all these things are things that have to happen, but it's also things that keep us from being our best self. So just like you make time to do that homework, you have to go to work and do that. Pinch apart some time for you to exercise. And again, don't go out there and start trying to do, world league stuff. Start small, and I guarantee you're going to start feeling stronger. You're going to want to do more. And that's when you do a little more. And you keep doing that, and before you know it, you're going to have to go buy you some new pants. You're going to have to buy you a new shirt because you're starting to get fit, and you want to keep that going because getting fit makes you feel good. And when I say getting fit, this doesn't mean having a six-pack abs and, big old legs. That being fit is just being able to carry on a conversation, walk around, and not get tired. So what you guys say about that, Johnny? Because I can talk all day about fitness.
Yeah, being fit, I could kind of go in depth about that because I'm a flatbed truck driver or step deck, either or whatever one I'm doing. But right now I'm doing flatbed. So being a flatbed truck driver, we have what they call tarps. And a tarp, some people say they 75 pounds, but it's 3 different types of tarps, well, probably 4. They got like what they call a 6-foot drop, an 8-foot drop. They got steel tarps, they got damn coil bags. Anyway, the difference is the weight. If a tarp get rained on, say you drops 2 lumber tarps, a three-piece lumber tarp or a 2-piece lumber tarp on some lumber, you go through some rain, the tarps are drenched with water. It's almost, I call it picking up a human being off the ground. You got to roll these tarps up, you got to fold them up. And sometimes these tarps weigh over 200 pounds. I'm pretty strong. That's what I said. It's a human being. You picking it up off the ground. You got to roll it up. It's soaking wet. Then you got to pick it up and put it on your truck. Now, the tarp weighs 200 pounds. Okay, I'm 285, and I got a little belly. So when you get down to roll these tarps up, if you're not physically fit, I have seen guys out there shorter than me, but big as me. These guys like 5'5", 5'8", 250, 285, and they out there in the heat of the summer in July in Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas, or down in Laredo. These guys almost dying. They sitting under their trucks trying to cool off because they so unhealthy. They're not physically fit to do the goddamn job, So you have to be fit because if you're not fit, you will die. I've heard right here in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't live in Jackson, but I parked my truck in Jackson at the Petro. About 3 or 4 years ago, it had an older guy. He was an older guy. He got on the back of his truck. He had one of those. He had one of those covered wagons. I think what they call it. I can't think of it. Conestoga. He had a Conestoga trailer. Okay, this old black guy went back there on this Conestoga trailer, and he had a heart attack. He died back there on the back of his truck. Okay, they didn't find him till 2 weeks later, dead in the Conestoga because he was an owner operator. He used to use paper log because he had an older model truck. But going back to your health, you got to know your health status, okay? Another incident, it was another guy that I think he had a stroke at the wheel driving a truck, had a wreck, and he also died, so you got to know your health status out here when you're driving these trucks. If you got diabetes, we got what they call what do they call it? A DOT physical. Okay. To my understanding, if you taking any medicine, high blood pressure, diabetes medicine, you can't get a 24-month DOT physical pass paperwork. You only get, I think you get 6 months or something like that. But I don't take any medicine. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm 47 years old. Okay. Because I lift weights. That's right. And I'll be 48 this year. I lift weights on the weekends. But not just that, I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. And I take vitamins, and I only drink water throughout the week. 5 days a week, I drink water. And now I'm not drinking for 90 days. So the older I get, the more I'm taking care of my stuff. And I'm 285.
I just want to slide that in. You mean you're not drinking alcohol anymore,
Yeah.
not water, right?
Well, I said water.
No, you just said, you talk about water and you said, I'm not drinking. I'm like, wait a minute. He mean alcohol, y'all.
Yeah, I'm not drinking alcohol no more. I'm trying to do it for 90 days from after New Year's up until, I guess, I say the beginning of the spring, but I think I'm going to try to stick with it for the rest of the year to just give my body a rest from it, because the last 4 or 5 years been a lot of drinking. But back to the health thing, that DOT physical out here driving these trucks, all the truck drivers that's chiming in, y'all know how serious the DOT physical is. If you have any of those elements when you do your urine screen, because they're gonna take everything out your piss. Piss ain't gonna lie. If you got diabetes or hypertension, they gonna know about it. And they gonna pull it, they gonna physical card based on your health. So if your diabetes or your high blood pressure, they're gonna put you out of service until you get it right.
There's a lot of people out there that have that fight with diabetes and with weight. And I do want to turn back to what you said earlier about water. And it's something that we used to say all the time in the Army, my 20 years, and I think they're still saying it. Drink water. You got to drink water. That's part
regularly
of that physical regimen. And when I say drink water, I'm not just talking about when you're thirsty. Here's another graphic line, but we already did some curses, so you should be okay. You should be drinking enough water to where your piss is running clear.
Right. Really light yellow.
If it's light yellow, you can still drink some more water. If it's clear, you're hitting the objective. If it's dark and it stinks, you need to start drinking some water. Matter of fact, you probably need to get an IV, but you need to drink water regularly. And what I tell people is to challenge themselves, and this is a challenge that I have all the time too. Try to drink 8 glasses of water a day. You want to try to get 64 ounces in your system. That's about
how many quarts? How many quarts is that? Because you could drink a quart of water.
Hey, I've never been one good at doing these quarts and ounces. I'm not a cook. My wife had to hit you on that. So y'all figure out how many ounces in that quart. I could probably look it up right now. But
yeah. Now you good.
I'm sticking with that those 64 ounces, 8 glasses.
Yeah, they could Google it, man. Go on the search engine.
But
Google it.
If you use my time-tested Army-approved method of checking your piss, you don't have to look at how many ounces. All you got to do is look in that toilet or wherever you use the bathroom and see if it was clear or not. If it's clear, you good to go. If it's dark, you are no-go. So
drink until it's clear, motherfucker.
Drink water. In the Army, we used to have a saying, no matter what, hey, Sarge, I broke my leg. You need to drink some water. I got shot. That's because you need to drink some water. Drink water, no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's all I got on the fitness part. Now, we could probably talk about fitness a little bit more, because that is something that I feel on the same level as finances and marijuana. It's something that we're not covering enough here in America. And those little things is what can help us, not hurt us. So we already talked about, a couple of things that we want to talk about, and we're getting close to our timeline, but you wanted to talk about sports, Jonathan. I know you watching the game right now, aren't you?
Uh-huh. And yeah, I'm currently looking at Kansas City beating Buffalo. They thought Buffalo was gonna go. I be listening to the Sirius XM radio, and that guy Steve Cohen, he said he see Buffalo winning the Super Bowl or some shit like that.
What?
Yeah, but they not gonna win because right now, the kid Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City Chiefs busting their ass. They got 49 seconds left.
That boy Mahomes ain't no joke, boy. That boy is the truth.
And it's 33 to 29, and Buffalo got the ball. They trying to work the ball down the field, but they I think they just got stopped on the 50-yard line. I think that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they're gonna win, but I'm watching. But anyway, I want to go back about a week or two when the Cowboys got their ass handed to them by the 49ers, you dig?
Now you just pissed off a whole bunch of Texans right there.
Hey man, shout out to the Cowboys. Boy, y'all got y'all monkey ass whooped, man. I seen so many fights, man. Say, bro, I just gotta say, fuck them Cowboys. But look, I'm a Cowboy hater, man, since way back in the gap with Michael Irvin and what's his name? Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, goddamn Emmitt Smith. Them boys were so good, man. I used to hate them motherfuckers, man. I used to love the 49ers. But anyway, shout out to the Cowboy fans, bro. Y'all some good ass sore losers, because I seen this one fight on Instagram. It had this older black guy, a Mexican guy. I think he was a black guy. He was taunting some motherfucking Cowboy fans, and they got at his ass. They got, by the time they got hold to him, the police came around, but the police had to be Cowboy fans too, because they kind of let him rough him up a little bit before they turned his ass loose. And I seen a motherfucking Cowboy fan. They got this meme going around there. One Cowboy fan, first he threw a beer can at the TV. He knocked it down, then he shot the TV like 3 or 4 times, man. The Cowboy fans are motherfucking, man, look, they crazy in the motherfucker. They funny as a motherfucker. And they lost. The 49ers bust their ass. The 49ers are really good this year. So shout out to both of those teams, and shout out to the Saints. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a quick little report on our homeboy. He went to LSU. I think he went to LSU, yeah. Odell Beckham Jr., man. Odell Beckham and the Rams then gave the GOAT Tom Brady. They killed the GOAT, actually. They killed the motherfucking GOAT, man. They handed Tom Brady his first playoff loss since he left the motherfucking Patriots. Don't get me wrong, man. I like Tom Brady, bro. I like Tom Brady, but he ain't my guy, because he ain't the fucking Saints quarterback. But I respect Tom Brady. I respect the Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that bullshit they did to AB, Anthony Brown, you dig?
Hey, but we ain't gonna get to that too much, but I'm gonna put that out there for you. AB did that to himself. Now,
no.
I try not to get
the scene.
I try not to get to the football thing too bad, because I got a lot of friends that's Cowboy fans and stuff, and I'm a Chicago Bear fan myself, right. So I can't be talking about nothing till my Bears get up, but I love them till they die. So don't play with me and my Bears, win, lose, or draw. But AB, I gotta say this, man. I don't want to hear about the behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff that go on behind the scenes. You are not getting any credit from me on that. You had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to play, and regardless of what they told him, that's professionalism in everything you do.
Well, he said
all kind of ways he could have did. Hey, there's a lot of people that's hurt. He ain't hurting too bad, but to do it like that, man, on the grand scheme, and then come back and talk about Tom Brady, who pretty much begged for you to get on that team when nobody else would pick you. Nah, get the fuck out of here.
Tom looked
way
out for
the
him.
Fuck out of here.
Look,
Tom
looked out for him.
Go get that help.
I think the nigga needs some help too, because this is why I stand with it. I've been looking at all the interviews, right? Now, when he first did it, I was just tripped out that he did it so hard. He pulled the whole jersey off. Nobody never did it that hard, man. Nobody never did it that hard. But he's still fucking officially on their roster right now. But second of all, once I started seeing all the interviews and what he started saying, once he started giving in-depth interviews, and Tom Brady, he just touched on the surface. But this was the thing that made me kind of like take his side when he said that he had an X-ray done and he had bone fragments or something in his ankle. He got a fucking ankle issue. But that ain't got nothing to do with how he went out though. He said that he told them like a day before the game, 2 days before the game, that he was hurt. They knew he was hurt. Okay. And then they tried to get him to get in the game, and he told him he wasn't going in the game because he was hurt. So he said that the coach told him to get the fuck off the field, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck off the field, or some shit like that. And that's when he went off. Okay. But that's what made me take his side, because I've been tracking down all the interviews. Even Steve Cohen, everybody said what he did was distasteful. And I agree with that. But I do side with the fact that he the first motherfucker that ever stripped it off, bro. This in an NFL game where you're supposed to have so much class and motherfucking what could we call it? Class. Well, I'm gonna just stop with class. You're supposed to have so much in the game, but like the underdog. And then I always believe in that. Hey, every cause have. I don't think that nigga just did that shit for nothing. I don't think that nigga did that shit for shits and giggles. I don't think that nigga did that shit for fun. I mean, because when you look at it,
I'm gonna tell you what I looked at. I'm gonna tell you what I looked at. It don't matter what his excuse is.
He also say that he don't have no mental issues. I seen another interview. Yeah, he said he don't have no CTE issues. Now they showed the big hit that he took when he was playing for Pittsburgh, and they knocked his ass out when he played 10 years over there with Pittsburgh. And they trying to say after he took that big ass lick, man, they hit him and he flopped through the air on the ground like a rag doll. But that often happened in football. He had a concussion after that for sure. But he said he don't have CTE. But that's just my take. What you got, man?
My take is no fucks given. You got paid to be on the team. No,
I got a report on this game right quick.
Go ahead, report. Because my position is still not changing.
Buffalo just upset the motherfucking Kansas City Chiefs, man. They got 36 to motherfucking Kansas City 33. And Kansas City got the ball and they got 8 seconds left. And I think they about to try to kick a field goal for a tie. So we about to see. Are they about to kick it off? So
Buffalo
about to win.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna stay getting in the ABS because
go ahead.
I'm looking at it as a position of, a team player and a team owner. You got paid. You got paid to be a part of the team, and I don't care about this ankle spur injury, all that stuff. The way you acted out, that injury didn't stop you from doing some jumping jacks and waving to the fans when you went out. You acted an ass.
Oh yeah.
You embarrassed yourself. You embarrassed.
He was the first.
And to me, it goes back to the fact that they didn't have to hire him.
No, they didn't.
Nobody wanted to touch him because you watch all the interviews, and I ain't gonna get too much into it because I'm not a lawyer, and some of the stuff had been proven, some of the other stuff has been proven, but he ain't a good character. So all these things that you saying and you on this side, that's cool, but it's no excuse. You're a grown ass man. There's certain ways you're supposed to handle yourself. And
he did have a job to do.
If you went out there and your reason was because they wanted to put you in the game you didn't play, then you shouldn't play at all.
Right.
You getting the kind of money that if a joker say go out there and paint a line for us, you should be able to paint that line for the team. And this is my thing because in the military we have a lot of people that have all kind of excuses like that.
Right.
And I don't want to hear the excuse. I'm the kind of person, this is on first class bacon now. No rationale.
That's what I'm talking about.
No excuses. What was your damn job? Did you do it? Yes or no? That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear no excuses about how it happened. When did you do what you were paid to do? Because you know what? You took off that jersey. Can you give us that money back?
I don't think he part with that.
No, you ain't gonna do it. So he ought to be lucky that they didn't send somebody over there to tackle him up. Because to me, you messing with my money like that, bro, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You just keep on moving. You say your little interviews, but you done here. And if I got anything to do with you, done for everything. I'm tired of grown ass people, especially these grown ass football players getting all this money, coming up with an excuse to act a fool.
Oh yeah.
That's no excuse, man. No excuse. Especially when you done had a third and a fourth chance. I can see if this is your first time, we're trying to figure it out. I still wouldn't give a damn. I still fire your ass on the spot. But I can see that more than, man, you done had 3 or 4 different run-in with the law of people sticking their neck out to help you, and this how you gonna act? Nah, get out of here. Get way the fuck out of here.
Real.
So that's me on that. And just to let you know, if I got a business and people are working for me and you act up to try to mess up my enterprise that I'm building.
You pull that fucking work shirt off like that,
yeah,
and throw that motherfucker.
Yeah, keep on going. Don't even look back.
But put them fucking dogs on your motherfucking ass first.
And you got a paycheck from me, I expect you to perform. Now, if you don't want to do that and I ain't give you no money, that's cool. We can part our ways. I ain't got nothing to do. But if I put money in your hand, in your account,
flapjack.
I ain't getting no surprise. I want you to know ahead of time. You either gonna do or you gonna get done. Get on up out of here, son.
So hold up. Since we still on sports, bro, let me make another report. I think they Buffalo and Kansas City are officially going into overtime. 36 tight. 36 tight. Yeah. But back to AB, man. Like I said, bro.
I'm gonna let you finish off AB. I ain't got nothing else to say about that clown, man. Matter of fact, we talk about putting some hands on somebody. Go ahead and say your little piece. We're gonna talk about somebody that actually got paid to put hands on somebody.
2-piece and a biscuit, huh? Hey, yeah. I'm gonna let it go, bro. Hey, AB, he gonna get his issue though, man. I don't think, honestly, I don't think he'll ever play for the NFL again. They're gonna do him just like they did what's his name? Chad Ochocinco, when he headbutted that old pretty ass fucking Puerto Rican girl he was dating. And after he headbutted that woman, that nigga never played football again, man.
Yeah, I'm just staying on my title that, hey, you get paid a lot of money to perform, do that. If you can't do it, bow out gracefully. Don't act the fool, mess up for everybody else. But I was talking about somebody that got paid to put hands on people. Did you watch the UFC fight?
I seen the highlights, man. He didn't knock the guy out. That was his old sparring partner, from what they said.
Yeah, but Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, let me get into some controversy about that fight.
Okay.
My man Sean King, you know Sean King, we follow on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. He bring a lot of stuff to the forefront about racism and stuff. He pointed out that Mr. Dana White didn't even come out and acknowledge the heavyweight champion that won the belt. And he was saying that it's the first time ever that Dana White didn't come out and acknowledge the crowning of a heavyweight or a belt, somebody that won the belt. Yeah. So with Sean King pointing that shit out, I don't know if it was connected to some shit where they've been protesting about the amount of money that the fighters getting, you know, because they said the average fighter only getting like $500,000 or some shit like that. Or I don't know if it has something to do with, I'm gonna have to do the knowledge on it, do some more research on it. I don't know if it has something to do with that guy's supposed to be trying to fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Since he just won this heavyweight bout, but I don't think he could beat Fury. I don't think he's gonna have enough stamina to go the distance with Fury, because Fury is a hard target to hit because he's about fucking 6'9". And if you gonna knock Fury out, you got to do like Deontay Wilder did his very first fight. You got to go in there, okay, stand in the pocket until you knock it, find your shot. But see, when Deontay Wilder fought him the first time, he was lean and mean. He was every bit of, I think he was like 220. He was 220. He was real slender. You could tell that his coach had him running. He had been doing his cardio. Okay. So he was able to stay in there until he could land that big punch like he did that time. He actually beat Fury that first time, but they fucking slow count like they do some fighters. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he ended up losing. Well, not losing that fight, but they called it a draw. But back to
Yeah, I want to jump
the
in with
UFC fight.
Ngannou because we actually went over our time, but I want to get my piece on it because I love some UFC, and you know I'm all about the MMA.
Right.
First thing I want to say is that yeah, there's some money issues in there. People have been bringing it up.
Yeah.
But for Dana White not to come in there, I don't really see that as a big issue. Ngannou pretty much said this is gonna be his last fight, and he not fighting no more unless he got a big payday, and that's why he's looking at boxing. But if Dana White didn't come in there, he didn't come in there. I mean, if I'm an owner and one of my big draws is about to leave, I ain't about to shake his hand and wish him good luck. You know, my big money thing going, but that ain't got nothing to do with, you know, racing. That has to do with business. But I want to say this about my man Ngannou. People keep underestimating this man.
Right.
How many people he got to beat to show that he's the proof? Just like you talk about this boxer. I ain't got nothing against my man Fury. I think he's a good guy. But
yeah.
You better believe that there's some stone in them hands of Ngannou. You need to look at some of them great knockouts that he did, because yeah, he got stamina and stuff, but ain't too many people that can hammer that fist to the head. So I think he might get that box stand. I think he might back it up, and I think the UFC is going to work something out, because the one thing I like about Francis Ngannou is that he didn't say any bad words about UFC. He didn't say anything trashing them. He didn't burn the bridge. He did it like a real man, a real professional. He said that, hey, look, I need more pay for what I'm doing. And when I go to the boxing thing, UFC is the biggest thing out here on the planet. So I'm hoping to go to the boxing thing with UFC backing me up, because that's going to be a great thing. And he's absolutely right. But this Dana White thing, I've been checking some people, man, talking all this stuff about Dana White not paying the fighters all this money. They got all this money. People keep forgetting this is a business. You need to have your agent talking to these people, not just Dana White, but their agents, to get you some paydays. And if you don't get the money you think you deserve, you need to get you another agent. Now, one thing that Dana White's been saying, and I'm surprised he said anything, because if I was UFC, I wouldn't tell anybody anything. I'd tell you, I'll kiss my ass. I'm paid. What he's been telling people is, y'all don't like how these fighters are getting paid or what we're doing for these fighters, which is a lot. Go ahead and start your own UFC. Let's see what you do. If what I'm doing is not so great, start your own business and see how it's going to work. And that's the thing that people keep forgetting, that just because somebody's not getting front money doesn't mean that they're not getting benefits. UFC is the biggest thing on the planet in MMA. There's a lot of other agents out there that's got MMA sanctioned fight, but nobody's bigger than UFC. Now, I'm going to segue this into my man Ice Cube, because it's on the same level. There's a lot of people going around saying, hey, you know, Ice Cube didn't give me the money I should have got on Friday, or he been playing people. And just like I went for Dana White to rep him, I'm gonna do the same thing for Ice Cube. Ice Cube made sure everybody got paid according to what actors are supposed to get paid. And they got that money just for working a day. So if they didn't get paid what they think it should have been more, hey, you take that up with your agent, but you got paid what you were supposed to get paid. Now the show blew up, and you crying because you didn't get as much money as I did. I'm the one that wrote the show. I'm the one that put it together. So yeah, I'm supposed to get it. Now you want to rock with me?
Share.
Yeah, you want to rock with me to do another one, and we can get this money. I'll pay you more. We can do it, but don't be trashing my man in the street because you didn't get what he got. What's the African comedian that was in Friday After Next?
Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson said it best. He said, yeah, I got paid my regular pay for being in Friday After Next. And my name blew up after that. And I got all my money and my fame because I was in that show. And that's how showbiz works. Don't be
Right.
trying to blame somebody else because you coming up and you get as much money as they did and they did all the work. If you got an opportunity to be blessed on the show,
Oh yeah. You get the
stop looking to give up.
opportunity
Hey, you make it
and make
after
it
that
work.
what you wanted to. But trust and believe, you got a spot that tens of thousands of people wanted. And they would have
For
been
real.
glad to get that spot and move up. And you got it up. And now you sitting back because somebody got a mic in your face talking about you ain't get your money. Ice Cube, funny. You know, he all that, but he ain't looking out for the blacks. Man, get way the fuck out of here. Same thing with Dana White. Them fighters that's in there, they get more than check. They get an opportunity, and it's up to them to finesse that. They can get sponsors, they can get that, but all it comes down to is you got to have that agent that's writing that check and you performing in there. Now Ngannou, he done beat everybody that came in front of him in high fashion. So his people need to go to the board and get him more money for the next fight because that's a payday. That's not Dana
Well,
White.
I think he doing the best thing, taking his talents elsewhere where he could get more money on a bigger stage like boxing. I would do the same motherfucking thing if I was
You
him.
know he started out boxing, right?
I didn't know that.
He's a wrestler, but he's a pugilist. And that's me personally, I want him to go into boxing and still come back to UFC, but with a big payday. Because the dude is the truth. And he comes from humble beginnings. I'm gonna tell you something about Francis Ngannou. I can't even say his name right. I'm so mad. Ngannou that I found out watching the Daily Show. This dude, as famous as he is, as powerful as he is, said that the one thing that made his day was that The Rock called him and left a voicemail on his message. And this brother is so humble. He said, man, do you know what it means for me to get a call from Rock and leave me a message talking to me like we homeboys and stuff? Now, this person that knocked people out for a living, he's that humble that he's happy that The Rock took time out of his day. Now, what he said after that was something that's near and dear to my heart. He said that he wants to go out there and make people feel the same way The Rock made him feel. So he go out there and talk to average people. He does work not just with the rich, but anybody, because he wants to make a difference in people's life. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that down right there because, man, we are way over our time this time. Right, but we getting it all put up in there though. 2 minute warning.
One last thing in sports. The Kansas City Chiefs did pull the win off in an overtime win. And I'm trying to see the score, but they showing the highlights. But they did win the AFC division championship. So yeah, they just won. And that's official like a whistle. And the score, I'm trying to see what the fucking score is. They'll be playing Cincinnati and the Rams will be playing San Francisco on Sunday. And two of these four teams will be going to the Super Bowl. What's the motherfucking score, man? I ain't seen the final yet. They should be about to show it. They're showing the last clips. Come on.
Well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You wait for the score, but we can't wait no longer. I want to thank everybody for joining in with us with the second episode.
42-36. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. 42-36.
Yeah.
All right.
42-36.
So y'all got the score, and then there's more. We'll see who's playing next weekend. But thanks again for tuning in with us. A lot of stuff was shared, and it was shared because we cared. As you see, my brother and I don't have the same opinion on some things, but we got a lot of love for each other and a lot of other people. So I want to leave this as a lesson of love. No matter what somebody else's opinion is, you can still have a beer with them, shake a hand, and move forward after that. So
right on.
Don't let some words stop you from being a good person. You know, let people have their opinion and treat them the way you want to be treated.
Most definitely.
So this first Fifth Son, second episode. Again, make sure you go ahead, subscribe, go ahead and like, and most importantly, share this with other people. We want you to share, but that's not the most important thing. Comment. That's the most important thing. Let's hear your comments. We heard from a couple of people, but we want to hear from more because we want to be able to see what y'all want us to talk about. We want to share some of your beliefs, some of your things that you want us to put out here on this podcast.
Right on, right on. And go ahead, bro. Finish.
No, it's you. I was just about to turn it over to you.
I was gonna say special thanks to all the family members and friends that went and checked our first podcast out. This is our second. And when y'all see the big rig coming through with the First and Fifth Son podcast on the side or on the windshield or on the window, hey, follow us, check us out on YouTube. Go click the button and look at us, man. Send us a comment, some questions, anything, whatever. And we will be dropping more content every week, right, bro?
Hey, once a week. What we're trying to do is go ahead and get these first 8 episodes out, then we'll take a break.
First 8.
And then we'll come back to y'all. 8 is enough. 8's the best number there.
8 is enough. I forgot all about that, man.
Hey, next episode or episode down the road, we'll talk about 8 is enough, and we'll talk about 7 Golden Eagles. Where the hell that 8th one was.
Yeah, probably still in the oven. Chris motherfucking ass. All right, bro. That's it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next podcast.
Deuces.
I'm busting blocks in my Chevy, busting blocks in my Chevy. I ain't got no fucking diamonds, but I'm shining, I'm the shit. I'm busting blocks in my Chevy, busting blocks in my Chevy. I ain't got no fucking diamonds, but I'm shining, I'm the shit. I'm busting blocks in my Chevy, busting blocks in my Chevy. I ain't got no fucking diamonds, but I'm shining, I'm the shit. I'm busting blocks in my Chevy, busting blocks in my Chevy. I ain't got no fucking diamonds, but I'm shining, I'm the shit. Caprices and Impalas and them. Yeah, fix that bitch up and I ride that bitch, yeah. 96 Impalas, yeah, they sitting low, dog. Riding them cause like a hog. Busting blocks of Chevy through the hood. Dipping down the street and I'm smoking on some good hood. Yeah, we would with them niggas that be hustling with that good. I got that white, I got that soft, I'm riding in the Chevy, dog. Lord, whoa, they leave that alone.